You stay in Wonderland, and I show you how deep the rabbit hole goes.
Damn, Purr did this?
I don't need no one to save me. I was born to be the greatest. All that time in that basement, all that time isn't wasted. Rapping getting faded. I just wanna tell my mom that I made it. Just wanna be the topic of the conversation. Used to rock the gold plated. Now I'm wearing gold chains like I'm famous.
What's going on, everybody? Kings and Dreams. Happy Monday. Man, telling you, this is going to be a good one, man. I'm really, really excited for it. Thank you all for checking in with me, you know. And so the thing about it is that we in the travel community, we talk about how you may not need games. Some people say you need games, some people say you don't, right? And so interestingly enough, I wanted to bring on a brother who actually talks about game and who does travel, right? So I wanted to know, can a like person who has game or a dating coach, if you will, can they be considered a passport bro? All right, or a travel bro, a blue book gentleman, however you want to call yourselves, right? So without further ado, I would definitely love to bring my guest up. My man Prince O is in the building. What's up, bro?
Yo, what's up, man? Thanks for having me on. Thanks for
Man,
having.
thank you for coming on, man. I definitely appreciate it, man. And for those of you all who don't know who Prince O is, I did the second part of Unity in the Manosphere, this part two, and he actually came on there for a bit. But we have been talking behind the scenes about him having his own solo interview. So here we are, right? Um, so before we get started, for those who did not catch Unity in the Manosphere, kind of just give a little bit of background of yourself, who you are, and what you do, and then what made you get to YouTube.
Thank you. So a little bit about me. My name is. Everyone calls me Prince. My name is Oludo. So I started back in the day. I always struggled when it came to dating. I was one of them nerds who always looked up techniques on how to get good with when it came to dating. I was that
Mhm,
guy who was always doing mass approaching and never had any success, and it would never used to work for me at all. So like
mhm,
once I started like actually developing the skills, going out and started meeting women and getting better at talking to them, getting better at texting, getting better at approaching and talking to women, I became like real passionate about it. And then all my friends used to just call me asking me about game for hours. So I decided just to start making a YouTube channel. And over the years, it just kind of just kept on picking up traction. And then I went specifically deep down on texting and online dating, and I did record myself doing some approaches, and eventually, like I just created a following doing that. So that's that's how I became who I am. And then when it comes to like traveling and past traveling, so I've been traveling for a while since when I came out of college. I would consider myself a passport bro before they actually became a terminology. So I've been to most of the places. I've been to DR, Colombia, Brazil, and even want to count like Canada or Mexico, even those are more like established. And then that's pretty much main places I've gone to. I got a trip to Brazil soon, and I'm gonna try and make my way out to Thailand. But honestly, I'm one of the dating coaches who actually say I encourage people to go travel because why would you stay in a place where if it's easier overseas and you can get a better quality and more traditional woman, and it's the girls are more receptive over there, why would you stay where you are right now? One thing when it comes to dating, no matter how good you are at dating, no matter how much game you have, location, proximity, and logistics always beats everything, no matter how good your game is. So yeah, that's a little short intro about me.
wow. Okay, man. All right. I definitely appreciate that. So, like you started going to YouTube. I just want to make sure that I understand. So you went to YouTube because like you were kind of helping your friends and things like that, and you like you said, hey, you know what? I'm giving good advice. Why not monetize on that? Is that
Mhm.
like your ultimate plan, or was that your ultimate plan?
So my ultimate plan, honestly, I had started YouTube doing like a financial channel, and I want to document my journey of actually doing like Amazon FBA. But then I
Hmm.
realized I just was not passionate about it, and I had already started making YouTube videos. So I was like, man, I'm about to switch my topic. And what people say, always do stuff that you're already good at. So I was already good at talking about dating advice. I was in that stage in my life where I was still trying to figure out how to get beautiful women, how to get hot girls, how to get the things. And so I
Right.
just started recording that myself, approaching girls or talking to girls. And then at the same time, I was building a community, helping guys. So it's like it just over time, it always just built up. So I mean, monetization was always a is always an end goal, but it was more so like it was something that I was really passionate about, and it's something I felt like I could talk about forever.
Right, right. Absolutely, man. Absolutely. And so around the time, like what was like the age where you said, okay, like I got this. Like I'm actually pretty good at what I do. Like when did it all start to click for you?
Um, it all started click right around I would say about 23 or 24 when I could literally go out and just I was I was a guy who was always just able to talk to girls, get them to
Yeah.
hook, and then if I wanted to take them back with me. I didn't have the highest success rate, but I had a pretty good success rate where guys
Right.
were like, "Yo, how'd you do that?" And guys would call me and say like, "Yo, what'd you say to open up that girl? What did you say to text
Right,
that
right,
girl?"
right.
And I
Yeah.
realized like, oh yeah, I'm actually pretty good at this. And it's like guys that were like actually like good looking guys that were like 6'6" were asking me how to do this. That's why I was like, okay. So they have the physical advantage, but they're still not doing as good as me. That's kind of when I
Hmm.
realized this. And it's funny, right? Because most guys, people say height matters, right? Height does matter. But most of
Yeah.
the guys who were asking me for advice were like 6'4", 6'6". See, the
Right.
thing is, they would always get pre-selected, and a woman would go talk to them, but they never actually had game. So it's like they would
Right.
always, the woman would always end up losing interest to them in America. So it's like those were the main guys that asked me because they wanted to figure out like what should they do once they talk to a woman. They didn't know how to flirt with a girl or how to talk to them. So yeah.
Right. And I like I can agree with you because I've seen especially me like coming from entertainment, like I've thrown parties, I've thrown events, I've managed recording artists. So I was always around beautiful women and things of that sort, managed nightclubs and stuff. So like I would see like the like the 6'4" Chad or Tyrone or Jose, whatever you want to call him. And so the woman would seek that guy out and wanted to start talk to him, but the guy didn't really know what to say, or like he would do something like kind of awkward, right? He would do
Hmm.
something kind of awkward, and then like so a guy that may be like that may be not necessarily like less attractive, but maybe like average height, maybe like 5'8", 5'9", or what have you, and then he knows how to keep her attention.
Hmm.
And if you know how to keep a woman's attention, like you're doing pretty well. And interestingly enough, you said that you had it at 23. A lot of guys usually takes them quite a while in order for them to actually really get the ball rolling and really get it all together. You know what I
Hmm.
mean? So you caught it. So you caught what do you call that? Lightning in a bottle. So you caught lightning in a bottle at an early age, man. So kudos to you for that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And so my next question is that when you started giving out the advice, what was like the key things that that guys would say, like how can you help me? The reason why I asked that is because like some guys don't realize like all you have to do is like say hi and be, and if you be funny, and or you could be funny or just like entertaining, but also one of the key things, and I don't want to take your answer from you,
Mhm.
but a lot of guys like they don't know how to listen.
Exactly. Oh my gosh, that's actually one of the points I was gonna say.
Right.
So it's funny. It's two things, right?
Hmm.
I want to say the first thing first, though.
Yeah.
Learning at a young age is a blessing and a curse. Good thing I was still like focused on other stuff, but like from like 23 to at least 25, I was only focused on the on the woman. So like I
Mhm,
was destroying my life, but I was like was good in the books and always smart financially,
mhm.
so it didn't affect me. But I could see how like that could have took over my life really quickly. But
Right.
when it comes to what guys mainly come from, so it's two things on YouTube. What actually gives me traction is like how to text girls. So guys are trying to figure out how to text girls because the because in today's generation, most women are on social media and they're always texting. And a lot
Mm,
of guys would get to the point where like they'll set up a date, she'll flake, or they don't know how to keep a conversation, or they don't know what to text a girl, or even on date naps, they don't know what openers to use, and they
mm,
don't know what how to keep a how to get her number, like keep the conversation going to a point where we get a number, or they just simply hate texting. So that's one thing that they come to me online. But then when
right.
it comes to actually like the guys I coach, it's
Mhm.
actually for just approaching anything. As you said, like it's funny. I was working with a client. He's actually like 28, right?
Yeah.
And so the thing is, I listen to, I get them to record themselves and I listen to conversation. I'm sitting there, I'm like, bro, you're funny, right? But yo, you've literally been talking for 90% of the conversation. She's only said her name and you're over here chatting, talking, talking. I'm like, bro, listen to yourself. And he's like, oh my God. And it's like, it's simple stuff like that that guys mess up. They just talk, talk, talk. They talk themselves out of the box.
Right, right. That's very true. That's very true because I like what one of my friends like you like if you ask him what he does and he has a he has an important job and things like that and he's very proud of it. He's worked hard, so I get it. But it's like, dude, like you were talking for like at least a good 5 minutes, and you really want to kind of give like that elevator speech or like maybe an enhanced elevator speech, maybe for like no more than 2 minutes, no more than 2 minutes. So this way you're still keeping a level of engagement. You because it has to be a back and forth. But the thing about it is that typically when the woman is dominating the conversation, that means that she's actually interested in what she's actually interested in that you're listening to what she has to say.
Mhm. Exactly. I completely agree. Guys need to just learn how to shut shut the hell up. And it's funny.
Yeah.
The one I learned this very early on that the best conversation someone can have with you is when they're talking about themselves. So that's one principle I've literally just used with my whole life. Just get them talking about themselves all day. And it's to a
Mhm.
point where like if they don't ask me a question about myself, I'll let you talk because that's how you actually build connection with people. People, if you talk about yourself all day, people are gonna look at you like you're bragging all day. And
Right.
that's the
Right.
reality.
Right.
I,
Exactly. Yeah.
yeah. And then
No,
to touch on
that's
oh
yeah. My fault. Go ahead.
and then to touch on another point,
Yeah.
another big thing that I see that men struggle with a lot too is approach anxiety. Like guys are scared to go up and talk to a girl. I'm not gonna lie, in this social media era, they're promoting not to go up and approach women. And with people being locked down is in the house, people aren't talking as much,
Right.
right? And even I've seen it overseas too. Like some of the guys I know who are doing better overseas versus some of the guys who I know aren't. He simply told me they're approaching more. They're simply approaching more.
Yeah. That's a good question. So I kind of want to circle back into, as you mentioned, like with today's era, like, do you believe that the social media market has has put kind of a hindrance or like cold approach? The only reason why I say that is because I guess I'm kind of like a hybrid with the social media era, but like when I was in my teens, like like we only had AOL Instant Messenger and Yahoo Messenger, and I guess like Black Planet came out later. But it wasn't like Instagram where like you could really find like a guy could find a woman down the street. You may be able to find her in the same state, but she may live like an hour or so away. You know what I mean? So like you could find someone that lives like 10 minutes down the block.
Mhm.
So my question to you is that do you think that social media has put a hindrance on cold approach?
Oof. Yes and no. Yes and no.
Okay, so
So no,
so
okay,
defend
I
both.
can go on. I can go on. So I can. The thing is, yes, social media is put on hindrance. Most likely, you're probably going to get a better quality woman online than you would going to a nightclub and meeting a girl, right? Because them girls are just going there to reject, reject, reject. But back in the day, a few years ago, since social media wasn't that big, you could probably still get a good looking woman at the nightclub. But social media definitely took off, and so it's not that case. But then when it comes to like meeting women during the daytime, since so little guys are doing it, most women are gonna be receptive to it. So yes and no, women aren't getting it done as much. So guys, if you still go out and approach girls, you're still gonna have some success. But another thing I want to touch on is that social media is a blessing and a curse. Like even in business, right? It's a
Yep.
blessing and a curse, right? If you're not a business that has social media in today's society, you're not going to survive as a business. You're basically AI online. Instagram is taking over, right? And the same thing with dating.
Mhm.
Nowadays, you have to have a good Instagram profile. Nowadays, you have to have a good Tinder profile. Nowadays, you have to have a good online profile, right? And the thing is, if you able to create a good one, you're going to be at the top. You're going to be a monopoly. So like that's why when I start meeting with clients, right, the first thing I do is make sure to get them a good photographer so they take pictures. So like I think online dating is necessary, and if you don't try and utilize online dating, or if you don't try and utilize online, just focus on simply code approach, it's like a business only focusing on getting foot traffic and not doing much marketing online. So you have to do both.
Okay. So let's go back to the professional pictures,
Hmm.
right? Now, I do agree that like professional pictures actually helps
Hmm.
because like it shows that like you're about something. Like if you have like an old picture and like the picture's kind of like grainy and stuff, and it's like, oh man, like this guy may be like out of date, you know what I mean? So like if you have like a professional picture, or if you have like a really good like camera phone, where it's like it's not pixelated, you know what I mean? Like it'll work out fine. So
Hmm.
I do agree with that. And um I could see that like especially when I'm looking at a woman's profile, like whether it be on Instagram or whatever, right? Like I realized that like her professional pictures get more likes than like her regular photos.
Hmm.
And I think and I believe it's probably the same way for guys. I mean, you would have to tell me since you're the coach.
Hmm. Oh, yes, yes, for sure.
Oh,
It's
okay.
definitely it's definitely the same. It's definitely say the guys' professional photos will
Right.
definitely always get more likes.
Yeah.
It's funny. I was thinking about it because I knew a girl, right? She never wanted to have high quality photos on her dating app, and she never wanted to show her like body or good features because she knows that guys are just gonna want her for that. So she
Yeah.
tried to dumb down her photos, make her photos look more ugly than they really are, in hopes of
Mhm.
a guy taking her for how she really is. But I think a guy cannot have that same strategy. A guy
No.
has to, yeah, a guy has to,
No. No.
exactly.
Definitely not. Definitely not. Because I mean, and I, and I'm not saying I would want a woman to do this, but a woman could go to the supermarket with like pajamas and pajamas or whatever, and like a guy is gonna talk to her. But if a guy comes in the supermarket with like pajamas, like it's like, oh man, this dude ain't got no job. He just rolled out of bed. Like, what's going on with him? You know what I mean? But
Exactly.
the guy's not thinking that. He's just like, man, like she's still attractive. I'll still like approach her, right?
Hmm.
So let's kind of take this conversation abroad a little bit, right? And so you mentioned like more guys are cold approaching abroad. And I know that you traveled abroad. I know well, you and I've had conversations, but you've mentioned Brazil as of right now is your favorite country to travel to. Is that correct?
Hell yeah,
Yeah,
I
and,
love
and
Brazil.
yeah, and you're going back there. When are you going back?
I'm going there Memorial Day weekend, so I'm gonna be in
Oh,
Rio.
oh, right,
Yeah.
right in May. Okay, okay, yeah, man. I gotta link you up with my homegirl Hanada. She does like
Oh,
tours and stuff.
oh, for,
Yeah,
oh,
yeah, she's
pull
a
up, yeah.
content creator too.
Oh shit, that would be dope. Maybe we can do a vlog type video.
Yeah,
Let's see.
absolutely, absolutely. She's really cool, man. She's really really cool. I'll send you her link so this way you can reach out to her. But yeah, just tell her Kings and Dreams, told you about her. But my
Wow,
question to you was, or is rather, um, excuse me, you said cold approach, more guys are cold approaching overseas. Why do you think that is?
mm. So I definitely think more guys are cold approaching overseas because simply like pre-selection is a big thing when it comes to dating. So
Hmm.
for you guys who don't know what pre-selection is that when a girl already finds you attractive or a girl already finds you higher value. So like let's say you're in a major city like Miami, I'm in DC, Los Angeles, right? When you go approach a woman, she's looking specifically just at your straight up looks or your first 3 seconds, your interaction, how confident you are. But when you go overseas, it's like you kind of already have that gringo card. So you're already put in a higher status, a higher class. So she's going to be way more receptive. And also, you're foreign. You don't look like the people there necessarily. So she's definitely going to be way more receptive. Okay. So that's why I think guys are approaching because one, they're away from home. So they have
Right.
nothing to lose. And then two, the women are way more receptive. But the thing is, there's a huge language barrier, but they're still gonna be way more receptive. Like, let's say you're American and someone had a language barrier with you, the girl's gonna reject you. But in
Right.
Brazil, they're not gonna reject you. They'll still try and figure out what you're trying to say, but it's still a whole different culture. That's probably why.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that I think that they're more like approachable and more like friendly. And I don't want to say like that women in the states aren't friendly. That's not what I want to say. But I will say that from my perspective, the women that I've come across overseas, particularly even in the West Indies and also in Latin America, they seem to have more patience, right?
Mhm.
So like if you're trying to say something and maybe they may not like understand, but you're trying to make an attempt to have a conversation, they're more willing to listen. Like where like here in the States, they're like, what are you trying to say? Like, like I gotta go. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
yeah.
Especially let's say New York, right? Their first reaction is just to reject you because everyone's stopping you so much. So yeah, I definitely agree with that. And I do think one thing though, I think you still have to approach women overseas because as I said earlier, there's two guys I knew that were living in Bahia. I was asking him like, how come you weren't getting that many girls? He's like, I'm just not approaching like the other guys. And he said simply you still have to approach because he said he wasn't meeting them through social circle like that. So like you still have to have the skills of approaching, I believe.
But yeah, I definitely believe that. I think no matter where you are in the world, this is my personal opinion, and some people may be younger than me. So I just turned 38. Just turned 38 in February. Well, early February, and so for me, I would say that um, cold approach is better. I personally have had more success with that.
Mhm.
I mean, I've had success online too. I'm not gonna say that, but like typically, I guess like for me, cold approaching is just it's just something that like it comes super like natural to me because I've had to do it where I didn't have an Instagram, I didn't have a Facebook, I didn't have a Bumble or a Tinder or I don't know, you're the dating app guru,
Mhm.
but you know what I mean,
Yeah.
I didn't have like all of these platforms to lean on, so I had to kind of lead with my with my mouthpiece, if you will.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? And also I'm not a pretty boy, but hey, listen, I can compete, man. I can compete. So, you know what I mean? Yeah, absolutely. But
It's
before we get to you know, some more questions here, I just wanted to check in with the chat.
yeah.
Tobias the Traveler is in the building. Says smash that like button. Definitely smash that like button for sure. Charles Jones is in the building. What's good, people? Garden Scientist is in the building. Shouts me out. XL Pro says salute. CJ aka says flights up. Peace. All right. Let's see. Never limit yourself to opportunities.
Exactly. I agree with
Mm.
that.
Yep.
Use everything.
Right. All right. Now, my man M3 says, salute, brother. Salute to you, my man M3. Charles Jones says, plus, they'll start to tell on themselves. Oh, hey, Charles, are you talking about the guys talking too much? Maybe, possibly. My man LB Crypto is in the building.
The
Says,
Kevin
what's up?
Samuel shirt.
What do you say? Bait? Oh, Bolt? I don't understand what he's talking about right there.
Next one.
My
I think he's
bad.
talking about websites.
Oh, Bolt.com.
I don't
Oh,
even know what that is.
Friendster, MySpace, all of those. Yeah. Yep. Gotcha. Dark Ninja. Average brothers cold approaching in Germany, Mexico, Panama, and Croatia with success. Oh man. Okay. Nice. Speaking of Croatia, man, like that's man. Shout out to my man Tobias, man. He was telling me, man, like Croatia is a low key gym.
I might have to go there. I might have to.
Yeah, but we got to keep it low key. We're not trying to turn it to the next Sosua or something, man.
Oh man, I'm never going back to. I'm not going back to Puerto Plata ever again. Fuck. I'll never. They said Santo Domingo, and I think they say Santo Domingo is cool.
Yeah,
I got-
Santiago, and Santo Domingo seems to be like that's still intact, but like Sosua, man, I'm just hearing so much bad feedback about it.
Yeah,
If anybody in the chat has been to Sosua recently, probably not, but they probably go to Santiago or Santo Domingo. But yeah,
I went there for a guy's trip. Like
yeah.
it was one of my friend's birthday. I will never go. Bro, this is dirty. Oh my god.
Well, hold on. Please expound. I need to hear this story.
No, I don't got no stories.
Oh,
I'm not
okay.
saying no
He
stories.
said, "I don't want no trouble."
I'm cool.
All right, cool. Let me keep going, man. Let's see here. I've met some of my best catches on Facebook. Yeah. Facebook is cool. Facebook is cool.
So I will say that one thing about.
Hold on, let's go back to that. Yep.
One thing I'll say about Facebook. So when you go to like these other countries like Brazil, Colombia, my Tinder wasn't. It's better in the States than it is overseas. But when you use Facebook dating overseas really hits. Oh my God, that's where because all the women are using Facebook overseas. So like that's a hidden gem. You guys should start using that.
Oh, yeah. So you know what? I've gotten promotions for like Facebook dating, but like I thought it was kind of like a bit of a scam because I haven't really heard people talk about it. But now it makes sense because when people say like, I'm meeting them on Facebook, but I figure like they're just putting their location, like they're changing their location to wherever they're at, and then like where like on Facebook it'll say like people you may know or something like that. So I didn't know like Facebook dating was a thing.
Oh,
I mean like a real thing.
You might be right about that. I just don't use Facebook like that. It's not really my generation that much. But I know Facebook dating for sure. When I go overseas, it really does well. And especially if even Facebook dating in the States, you usually get like women who are overseas that just coming to America. So you could be right. I just haven't experimented with that. One thing I have experimented with too, though, is using Instagram and tagging my location as that area and then DMing some of the girls in that area. That works.
Yes. That's a smart way to do that. Let's see, where was I at? Okay. So he says, I like excuse me, I like the internet because rejection isn't as harsh. I will approach a 10 on Facebook, and if she disses me, I'm not humiliated. Yeah, I mean that kind of goes back into like what you and I had discussed earlier, right, Prince? Because a lot of guys feel more comfortable on the internet because of like that fear of rejection and then they have that, they have that to me movement. You get it, to me, but you know what I'm talking about.
I
But
heard.
yeah, so they got that right, and so the fear of rejection, and it's like you see like eight, 9, 10, and she's with her girls, walking, whatever, she could be, at a restaurant, hanging out, cool or whatever, right? And so you approach her, and they're like, and this is in the States, you approach her or whatever, and then she kind of gives you that look like you don't deserve to be talking to me. And it's like, man, and it's like, you feel so, you feel some type of way, and it's like, man, like, you really gonna do that? But like on Facebook, the worst that she could do is leave you on red. I mean, you still like tight about it, but you're not as tight because you can kind of keep it moving.
Hey, that's funny, man. I'm not even gonna lie. I've had rejection sometimes where I had to go look in the mirror, like, damn, am I ugly? Oh my god.
Yeah.
I've had rejections that bad before. But the thing
Mhm.
is, I I do both, but realistically online, if you're, let's say you're 6, right? Or
Yeah.
let's say you're 10, you're gonna get 8s. Let's say you're 6, you're gonna get 4s. In America, let's say you're 8, you're gonna get like a few points less than what you are. So it's like
Yeah.
you just gotta weigh your pros and cons. I mean,
Right.
most of the guys here go overseas, so you're better off just going overseas.
Yeah. Speaking of that, so but before I continue in the comments, so excuse me. Due to the fact that you are a dating coach, like, and so some of your brethren will say like that brothers who travel overseas, they're giving up, and like they're not, they're taking the easy way, the easy way out. And so basically, like, not all, but some have shamed brothers for, for traveling. Like, I have a lot of respect for like people like you, Afi Kingdom, shout out to Afi, but like, who actually travel. Because there's some guys that say like, yeah, like, I travel, but it's like, when was the last time you traveled? Oh, I traveled back in like 2005. And we like, bro, like, you know how long ago that was.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? Like, the countries are developing, and like, they develop every, what, 3 to 5 years. So what you saw back in 2005 is not going to be what you see in 2023.
it's not.
Yeah.
It's not. It's not. It's not. I
Right.
went to Colombia 2019. From what I've heard, Colombia is completely different now too, man.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's I was saying that on when I went on your channel.
Mhm.
It's definitely a lot different. And what I could say specifically for like Medellin, I would like an area right now which is it used to be a hot spot for a positive reason. Now it's a hot spot for excuse
Oh
me,
yeah.
a negative reason, where like some guys from the West, they could be from the States, Canada, the UK, and they're going over there, and they're meeting the wrong quality woman. She may look good, but her heart ain't good. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And so these men are taking, excuse me, are taking advantage, and some of these men are getting, robbed, deleted. You know what I mean? It's gotten bad in some areas. So
Yeah, I've
yeah.
definitely heard like that's one of the main, not really, not one, but it's a back of my head. That's why I haven't really booked a trip back to Colombia. I want to go, but it's like I'm focused on Brazil and Thailand again first. So it's like,
Okay.
and then another thing when it comes to Colombia too is like I just didn't like the food like that, and then the food, and on top of what's been going on with internet, yeah, I'm like I'm cool, but I'll
Yeah.
go back. And then also I've been seeing like compared to any other countries, like I've seen a lot of dating coaches get canceled in Medellin versus any other country.
What do you mean they get canceled?
Um, I don't know if you're familiar with like it's like the other side of dating, not like the manosphere side, but like there's been guys like throwing mass social circuit parties, and then there was like big news about it saying like they're bringing girls against their will, but it's like it was like a media scandal, like they're lying on it. So it's like I don't know if you heard of that. I don't want to drop names either.
Oh, no. No, I wasn't asking you to drop names, but are you talking about like are you talking about like what do you call it? Like one of those like single parties or something like that where
Yeah.
like yeah, so basically so kind of like what do you
I,
call that?
I'll explain it better. So what the guy was actually doing, right? So he was inviting a bunch of women to his party, like, and then he was using Facebook ads to get the woman to the parties, and he would just get a bunch of women that are like 18, hot single women, but he wasn't paying them. So it was just a bunch of girls going to the party, and then he would advertise on his Instagram as like an actual like party, and then he would get guys from the US to kind of come. But that was kind of like his business. But it's like, eventually the feminism, the woman, they
Mm-hmm.
started trying to cancel and saying, "Oh, these are younger women," blah blah blah. They're trying to make up stories they're against their will, but it's like it's not true. But it's like even that is like, ah,
Right. Okay. Yeah. So okay. So he's kind of like so. What I was gonna say, I found the word. So he was kind of like putting like a mixer together.
yes,
Got it. Okay. Got it. And then it just yeah, kind of just got out of hand. Yeah, man. I feel you. I feel you. But going back to the food in Colombia, so I would say in Medellin, yes, but like Colombia, Cali, Colombia has good food. Um, um,
your Spanish has to be on point for Cali though, right?
yeah, it doesn't necessarily have to be on point, but like there's not like there's not like really like a tourist area, if you will, but
Okay.
you can get around. You could get around though. I mean, just as long as like you brush up on it,
Hmm.
you can get around. You can get around, and then also one of my homegirls, D, she does tours, and so she lived in Houston for um maybe about half her life. And
Oh,
so yeah, so now she's in Cali, and so she'll be able to show you around. She speaks perfect English and stuff like that. You know what I mean? So
maybe
definitely.
I might
Yeah,
put Cali on my list because I still have to visit Cartagena and I have to visit
yeah,
Cali and I think Bogota too. Man,
yeah,
there's so many places I want to go, man.
yeah, man. Well, anything you need in Colombia, man, reach out to me, and if I don't have it, I know the right people who do. Bogota, Cartagena, Barranquilla,
Mhm.
uh, Cali, so definitely. And well, you got Brazil, but yeah, I'll link you with Hanada. You guys can do like some sort of like collaboration. I
Yeah.
think that'll actually be pretty cool, and she's really chill about it too.
Yeah, and when I went to Colombia, I'm down for that. When I went to Colombia, man, I met one of the
Mhm.
most beautiful women. She could speak English too, man, but I just haven't been there so long.
Yeah. I feel you, man. Yeah, so you are against like some of the dating coaches that say that guys should stay here and try to shame guys for traveling.
It
I know, I
doesn't.
know, I
Yeah,
know. I'm
yeah.
putting
No,
you in
no,
the
no, no, no. It's like it's not. It just doesn't make sense. Anyone who's good at dating can has to agree to this. Location, logistics, and proximity is the main thing when it comes to dating, right? No matter how good your game is, if you have a closer location, you're gonna have way more success. And I mean, New York. I mean, you can go to New York. It's one of the best cities for dating, but the girls have a lot of attitudes. They have a lot of they have a lot of option, right? You can
Yep.
have game, but realistically, if game was really game matters, right? But there's so many guys who are just fed up and tired of it, right? Why don't you go down to a different country, build up your confidence, talk to women who are more submissive, who see
Hmm.
you as higher value, and then when you come here, you might have a little more confidence. But if a dating
Hmm.
coach says like, "Hey, don't travel overseas, you're just coping," it's like he's just it's
Right.
yeah. I'm even lost for words. It's like
No, I completely, you know what, and you make a valid point, and I guess like that's what a lot of brothers are trying to say. And I'm from New York City, and yeah, some of the ladies are tough. Some
yeah.
of the ladies are tough, man, and it's like, okay, so if I could take my talents to a Brazil, a Thailand, shoot, like even even going to the motherland, like going to Kenya, going to
Yeah,
Ghana, going to Tanzania. You know what I mean? I could go on and on, but it's just like why like if I have the resources, why stay stagnant, right?
ex-
It doesn't make any sense.
it doesn't. And
Now,
oh, you
oh
were saying-
no, no, go ahead, bro.
I learned this early on too, before like passport thing. It's just when I was in DC, right? In
Hmm.
DC, a woman can get whatever she wants. She can get a 6'6" guy who played college basketball, who sells dope, who works at Accenture, who's an engineer on the side, has game, has dreads, has hella tattoos, and still a good guy, right? You can get that. But then I realized, like in DC, yeah, I'll have some sense. But then when I went over to PA, when there's less competition, I was killing it. So it's
Yeah.
like, why not do the same thing overseas? And another thing is like with business, right? Why would a business stay in just UK, right? If it can come over to USA and then still dominate and get double the profits, it just doesn't make sense. Or like even like
Mm,
that same dating coach that I'm not calling out no names, but those same dating coach probably say like code approach is still the master key, but we're moving to society where online dating, you need to do online dating too. It's like
right.
it's like you're stuck in your old ways, but you don't want to change.
Right. Yeah, no, that's true. Now, I will say, I will say that I have started to see, I've started to see like a few, and that that remain nameless, but some of them have started to kind of change their tune, especially when it comes to like marriage and things of that sort, right?
Mhm.
Because like with marriage, it's just like when it comes to the states, it's typically not beneficial for the man. So, like, if a man wants to get married, and some of the dating coaches recommend that you don't get married at all, but if you do decide to do it, go overseas and do it.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it just makes sense. I've been trying to, I'm a dating coach. I've been trying to figure out a solution for the marriage thing because it just doesn't make sense to get married in the USA. And then if you live with the person, you get the common law marriage. So now you're at disadvantage. Might not even be married to a woman, and you might still have the common law marriage. And then also, like, if you're taking care of her kid for a long time, you might become the stepfather and have to pay child support. The laws are just so messed up, man.
Right,
It's like,
right.
why would you even bring marriage into your household? It doesn't make sense. So like the overseas, like, that's kind of another thing that opened my eyes to overseas. Like that sounds like the only practical option, but there's still like different pros and cons that come with it, right?
Yeah.
Because you go overseas, now your family is overseas, or now you can never bring that woman back over here.
Hmm.
Or it's like you bring over here and then she turns mad Western, and then it's like, or you can go pick up all your stuff and move overseas, but then now you have all your family over here. I mean, your job probably still gonna be over here. You're probably gonna be working remotely. If you really want to build financial wealth, you probably gonna have to get a house in the USA. So it's just even me right now as a dating coach, I'm still young. I'm still trying to navigate to see what the best option is. I
Yeah.
just know one thing: marriage in America does not sound like it's going to help a man.
Yeah. Yeah. So I know like have like I know if some of your clients may come to you and be like, I'm looking to get married, and you probably cringe like, oh no, like what am I gonna do?
I'm gonna keep it 100. I'm like, bro, have you not watched the last 100 of my videos? Do you honestly think I'm the right guy? Hey, I might get him your way. I'm like, you're
Right.
asking me.
Right, right,
Um,
right. Absolutely, absolutely, man. Yeah, man. And so yeah, it's just very interesting to hear your perspective on it because you have the like for me, I would call you a hybrid, man. I see you as a traveler, bro. That's a dating coach. And so kind of going into that, um do you think that there should be a market where like now that like the passport bro thing is has erupted, has gotten like really really popular, do you think that like with dating coaches like they should kind of get on board and say, hey, you know what, maybe some of these guys who travel overseas still may need games, so let me try to help them out while they can get their woman overseas. And what say you? And I kind of want to make you big for this one because this is something I'm definitely want to clip.
yeah, no, I definitely agree. I definitely think most dating coaches should probably start overseas. The thing is, I'm not gonna say names, but a lot of dating coaches too live overseas. It's not that many in America. A good amount of the most popular ones, if you actually pay attention to where they live, some of them are in Colombia, some of them are in Brazil, some of them are traveling to Philippines, Thailand. So just be cautious about that. They just won't say it, but they're over there for a reason because they know logistic wise it's easier. And also, like for many guys, the thing is dating overseas, it makes sense. So like guys have to start learning how to do it. So I knew one person in particular, right? He spent all his years learning Portuguese to go to Brazil, right? He spent all this time trying to figure out how to get the most submissive woman over there. Then he went over there and he realized like the woman he was still getting weren't that good looking. And that's because he still, one, he didn't do what I call looks maxing, meaning he made sure he was the most attractive version of himself. Two, he still didn't really have that much game. He still wasn't that confident. He still didn't have that charisma. Because even if you don't know the language, how you carry yourself, how you move, how you smile, how you act like a confident person still plays a factor. So me and some of my other boys went down there, right? And we didn't know a lick of Portuguese, right? But we were all still confident guys who get women in the US. So what ends up happening, we go down there and we getting way more better girls than him, way more better women than him. And now he's mad as hell. He's like, oh my gosh. And he's like, I learned all this Portuguese for what? And he's over here trying to steal our girls, right? But the thing is, he lived in that dream and that fantasy, like, hey, I can go overseas and meet a beautiful woman, but he didn't put in the work in himself to make himself more attractive, to get his game, to make him to the most best possible version of himself. And look what happens. Now he's still going overseas to get a less quality woman than he did in the States. So yeah, that's my spell.
All right, man.
Man,
Definitely.
guys in the comments are disagreeing with me though. They say you don't need game overseas, man.
Hold on. We go get to it. We go get to it, man. We definitely go get
I,
to it, man.
I think the game is different, right?
Hold on, because I want to I want to get to some questions in the chat because hold on, there was one person who had a question for. Okay, here it is. So this question here, as a dating coach, what are your tips on guys fearing rejection and being scared to approach top tier women? It's a
So
great question.
that is a good question. So one, realistically, if you go up to her, what's she really gonna say? She go, "Oh my God, get out of my face." She's probably not gonna do that. Okay. So realistic, you're probably not gonna get that crazy rejection. If anything, she might just say, "Oh, I have a boyfriend," or walk away. And then another thing, there's two things I want to dissect with this mentality. One, you're calling her a top tier woman. If you see her as a top tier woman, it's going to be hard for you to just approach her because one, you see her above you. Okay. You have to key yourself as the catch, and then she wants you. Okay. And then number two is when you go talk to her, you can't talk to her from the mindset like, hey, I'm trying to talk to her. Hey, I want this outcome. Hey, I hope I can go home with her. I hope I can get her number. I hope she's gonna like me. No, you have to come with the mindset like, hey, I'm just starting a conversation. So like, hey, maybe you go meet a woman at Starbucks or Whole Foods. You just ask her like, hey, what's a good order here? Or hey, what's a good thing to have at Starbucks? Or you meet her at Whole Foods. She's in a cookie house. Oh, what type of cookie you cooking today? Okay. And so one, she doesn't know you're actually trying to approach her. It just sounds like you're having a conversation. And so now, even if she rejects you, in your head, you're just having a conversation. You just want to know what the best Starbucks drink is. You want to know what cookie she's going to make. And then from there, that's where the game comes in. Like, hey, can you start talking to her afterwards? Do you know how to tease her? Do you know how to spike her emotion? Do you know how to lead the interaction? So those are a bunch of dating techniques that I want to get too much into this. But that's the two things I would say. Change your mindset. One, you put in the work. You're a good looking guy. You put in the work, you went to the gym, you got your bread up, you got your confidence up, you worked on yourself, and now, hey, she would be lucky to have you. And then number two, you're just having a conversation. You don't care if you get her number, you don't care if you have her, you just want to know, just have a conversation. And those two things will change your life.
All right. Yeah, man. We got some super chats in here. Um yeah, man. To me, I think that was great. That was great feedback. Oh man, my man QB Passport Flexing is in the building. Definitely make sure that you guys subscribe to QB Passport Flexing. You mentioned that you went to Mexico. I'm telling you, man, QB is like the Mexico guru, man. Like I'm telling you, he knows Mexico through and through, man. He definitely knows Mexico. So shout out to my man QB Passport flexing. Okay, so QB says if you have a baseline level of looks, cold approach is not necessary. Hashtag black pill.
I want to say something afterwards to this comment. You
Okay.
can go.
No. I read the comment. Go ahead.
All right. So my thing when it comes to, are you familiar with black pill?
Yes, I am.
Okay, so for the guys who aren't familiar with black pill is just looks is everything, right?
Yeah,
So
looks
I,
looks
I
looks
know
money
QB.
status. Yes.
QB, I know you, right? So story is we're on a panel like a bachelorette, right? It was like 10 guys competing for
I
one
was
girls.
there. I was there.
Yeah. And so it was like 6, 7 black pillars, right? And then it was 2 dating coaches. It just happened that the dating coaches are the 2 last finalists on that speed dating show, right? And then all the black pillars came in last, right? I wouldn't say us dating coaches looked any better than the black pillars. If anything, I think QB is like 6'2". I've heard him talk. He's 6'2", good looking brother. All right. So he's definitely higher up on the sexual market value. So it's like the 2 dating coaches came atop. What does that have to say? That has to say our game, our mouthpiece helped us a lot. It wasn't just straight looks. Now, looks does matter, but anyone can improve their looks. What is looks? One, getting under a certain percentage body fat, building up your muscle to a certain extent, right? And that's from going to the gym every day. Number 2, if you get a beard, your beard covers a lot of your imperfection. What's looks too? Having thicker eyebrows. Having thicker eyebrows help with your looks. And 2, having whiter teeth. Go to the dentist. Go fix up your smile. That helps. Wear tighter clothing. That helps. Okay, so looks is it's not subjective, but you can improve that. Your style. And then even that's why I say take better pictures. You take better pictures, your looks can improve from a 6 to 8. So the looks is everything is a cope. All right.
No, that's true. That's true. That's true. And I completely agree with you on that. I completely agree with you on that. And I actually so a funny thing is, QB that's my bro. And
Mhm.
I went back forth with QB about looks for a while, but I realized what he was saying is kind of what you just said, right? Like you could improve, bringing down your body fat, working out, you know what I mean? And then I was like, yeah, and I added like, dressing better. You know what I mean? Dressing better and things like that. So I definitely agree. I would say the only difference is that QB just doesn't believe in the mouthpiece. I believe in the mouthpiece.
I
You know
believe
what I
that.
mean? I definitely do. You know.
Well,
Oh, my
I'll say
fault. Go ahead.
one thing is if you're a brother, you need a mouthpiece, man. If you're in the States, your brother, you need a mouthpiece. Looks is only going to get you so far. These women have such high expectation. Try and get the looks and the money, and you don't have the mouthpiece. Man, she might be with you for a few times, and she's going to cheat on you eventually.
Whew. Okay, man. He said it. If you melanin, you got to have a mouthpiece. Say that. All right, man. The Art of Will. Shout out to the Art of Will, man. He says, some game works as long as you don't look like. Oh man, John Anthony. Okay, I got you. All right, man. Shout out to the Art of Will. Let's see here, man. Let me go back. I missed some. I missed some of the comments here. Definitely make sure that you all are getting the likes up, and please drop Prince O's channel. It looks like any of my moderators that's still in here, please drop Prince O's channel, man. Definitely give him a like, support his channel, subscribe. May not agree with everything they say, but I think that he dropped some jewels, man. Even if you don't believe in like a data coach, like he's outside though. He travels, you know what I mean? So
I
you,
mean,
you,
I,
you
I
got to
believe
give him that.
I
Okay,
believe
this is
most good dating coaches travel. I don't. There's a few that say not to be a passport, bro. But if you look at the bigger community, not just the people with melanin, they're
yeah.
traveling and they living overseas.
Well, oh yeah. Well, you know what? Have you ever watched the Sauce Cast with Adam Sauceman on Valuetainment?
Uh, I've watched Valuetainment. I know about the podcast. I don't know who Sauce Man is.
So they have okay. So Valuetainment has I think they have like two channels where one is like kind of head by the CEO.
Mhm.
PBD, Patrick,
Yeah, I
Patrick,
know
Patrick David. I forgot his middle name, but yeah,
Patrick Bet Davis, and then the other ones were Adam.
yeah, the ones with Adam. Yeah, so he's talking about like finance, and he kind of gets into more manosphere, red pill, dating coach, and travel bro topic. So one dating coach, what's his name? A modern life dating. He said he lives in I think
Japan.
yeah, he lives in Japan. I'm like,
Yeah,
yeah,
bro, he been in Japan for a while though. He been
yeah,
in Japan before he was even on YouTube. I mean, if you just slip back and look, a lot of dating coaches are overseas.
right, right. Okay, that's what's up, man. That's what's up. So Charles Jones says Europe will never turn into the DR. Don't worry about that. Oh yeah, definitely,
Yeah,
definitely, definitely.
I need to go to
Italy
Europe.
is a hidden gem. You know what? But Italy is not that much of a hidden gem because, well, at least not for not for me because like anyone who especially like lives in the Northeast like knows like the Italian woman. My goodness, like it's yeah they fire. So Italy is not that much of a hidden gem, not for the Northeast. Let's see here. Croatia has hip hop festival summer season. Okay, Dark Ninja, you're gonna have to hit me up on IG because I definitely want to hear about that one. Definitely want to hear about that one. Let's see here. Charles Jones again says, so is the rest of
The
Med Club Mediterranean.
Mediterranean.
Yep, yep. Oh,
My,
hold on.
my main joint is Middle
He
Eastern.
said, my man, I'm bold. That's what's up. Um, rejection is fuel. Yeah, that's my man Daco right there in the building. Shout out to you, bro. Let's see. Oh, I read that one. I think I got another super chat. Super chats do jump the line. Let's see what Arta Will says. Uh yo, come on, man. Come on, man. Come on, man. We all know how most people feel over here about Mr.
Yeah,
Lucario, but it's all good. All
I
good.
mean, bro, he hasn't done nothing against me. I'm not taking shots at no one's wife.
Yeah, no, it's all good.
That's how you get killed. Oh, damn, I can't say that.
Nah, well, it's all good. It's all good. We almost like an hour in, so salute to Prince O for staying sucker free. Definitely, definitely. Marriage is definitely
Right?
um uh an anchor hanger. I think that's what he meant to say, but you spelled anchor wrong. It's ANCHOR, bro. But you all good, man. Thank you.
Man, you can't
Salute,
convince me to
salute.
get married.
No doubt. Ash L says you don't need game overseas.
Okay, I'm gonna go over there and kill it. Cool. Cool.
You're gonna crush it. That's what he's
Yeah.
saying, man. Oh, okay. Dark Ninja saying facts. The whole game thing is dumb to me. I don't think so though. I don't think so. And like I get pushback, but now I have two more questions. And then we'll kind of go into the chat and then we can close out. So one question for you is that like, do you think that people have a misinterpretation of what game is?
Yes. Yes. So
Expound.
what most people think game is, most people think game is just pickup, right? That's what it was marketed as, and pickup is just approaching a woman and getting her, just meeting her, get her on a date. Okay, that's what most people think game is. But game for real, is keeping her long term, keeping her interested, keeping her attached. In America, being able to date a woman long term and keeping her interested in you for a long time takes a lot more game than the beginning process. And I do believe you need some type of game oversee, right? What does game come down to? One, your looks play into your game. Okay, QB probably agree with this. Your looks play into your game, and then number two, how you carry yourself is also your game. Like your gestures, how you smile, how you talk to girl, how you maybe like introduce your hand or just your body movement. That comes into your game, right? Because that can show your attractiveness. Like if you know how to smile when you're talking, that helps you out, right? And that's another thing. That's game, because you knowing how to what make people like you, right? And then as far as mouthpiece, I can say your mouthpiece doesn't matter as much, because majority of the time there's going to be a huge language barrier. But there's other aspects of game that really matters, and which I was saying, like your sub communication, your body language, you being able to take the lead, you not being overly invested in her. If you're like, if you're going overseas and tell her, oh my God, you're exotic, the women in America aren't like you. Oh my God, you're so beautiful, you're this, you're this, you're this, right? I still don't think that's not the necessarily best approach, right? So I had a dime piece when I was in Brazil, right? And she's like a OnlyFans chick, right? But she could speak fluent English, right? So she's probably westernized as hell, right? But when I approached her, I still came off normal. I wasn't overly geeked over. I wasn't gassing her. Wasn't commenting on the photos. Wasn't overly interested. I didn't even show that I was that much interested. I was texting her, and I was able to use my game to still meet up with her, still get what I want. I mean, let me not say that. Still, still seal the deal, and still hang out with her, right? But then I know other guys who are just overly invested and overly geeked over women who still wouldn't have the same success. And then I got another story when I was in Brazil, right? One with a guy, he met a girl, right? And she was almost to a point where she was choosing him so much that I honestly thought he was gonna get set up, right? And he was so overly invested in her. He was so geeked over her, right? And so it was to a point where like at like 3 a.m. he was calling her back over to he was going back home with her, right? And so the Uber for some reason wasn't necessarily working, right? And so he had to like get a ride with her, and she was the one who had to like call the taxi or something weird, right? He was basically following her the whole way, right? If you had game street smarts, you really don't go to a woman's place in Brazil at 3 a.m. that you just met at 10 o'clock at 3 a.m. You're better off finding how you can get your own transportation, bring her to your spot, because that's probably the safest thing. Granted, it turned out okay and nothing ended up happening to him. But realistically, game would have been knowing that you should bring her to your spot. You should be the one called Uber. You should take full control, right? Especially if you had something to drink tonight, right? It's just that social awareness. But yeah, that's pretty much all I gotta say.
Yeah, I completely agree with that. Like, definitely, you meet a woman. I could tell you, a story. So, one of my people, we were out in Medellin, but this was like, this is before like the whole craziness was happening, but still, you know, this was his people first time outside of the US, and he ended up meeting a girl, and he he was feeling real good. I mean, drinks was flowing, all that stuff, and he pretty much left, went to her place, and nothing happened. But he was so like inebriated, he had no idea where he was, and yeah, and so with Colombia, I don't know if you noticed, but they have like different like estradas, like different sections.
Hmm.
So like a strata 1 through 6. So 6 being the best, 1 being the worst.
Hmm.
So he actually was like in a strata 2. So he was, he wasn't good, and he didn't know any Spanish or anything like that. You know what I mean? So thankfully, like, it worked out well, but guys, you don't want to put yourself in a position like that. You know what I mean? Whether you believe in game or no game or whatever, but the thing is, you do have to have some social awareness to you, right?
I
So you
agree.
could call it whatever, you could call it no game, whatever the case is. You could push back at me and Prince O, but you have to agree that you have to have some social awareness, especially if you inebriated and you go into some woman's house, and you know what I mean. Don't do that. Don't do that. Another country, don't even do it here in the States, man, because you don't know what's going on.
And that's where game comes in play.
Let's see here.
I'm in Nicaragua right now. I don't use game. Get the chicks on wit. I'm just normal. Hey, kudos to you, man. Kudos to you.
Whatever works for you, man. Whatever works for you. But
Yeah.
I believe in the mouthpiece, man. That's just me.
All right,
Oh,
guy. All right.
oh yeah. He's talking about Will's comment. My man Lando was in the building. Says salute, Kings and Dreams. Thank you. Salute to you again. Man, intellectual soapbox says salute. Thank you so much. Great show. Yeah, man. This is a good show, man. Definitely good, man. Um, let's see. Okay, yeah, shouting at each other.
Salute.
Salute. Let's see. Like and subscribe. Yeah, man, definitely. Oh man, Mr. He said is in the building. Peace, family. Salute KND and the panel and chat. Yeah, man. Thank you for pulling up, man. I appreciate you, bro. Appreciate you. Let's see what Landon has to say. Brandon, my fault. Brandon here. Black pill is like 70%. Red pill pickup is like 25%. Blue pill is 5%. It's interesting. What do you got to say about that?
I'm gonna say, damn, there's so many other factors that play into this. Cause I mean, where does status fall in?
Mm-hmm.
Is status red pill PUA? I mean, status like 20%, no matter where you go.
I think I think anyone that falls on the side of masculinity, whether you are red pill or black pill, me I'm red pill guy, but like status is always going to be a part of it, because like any man that knows it, in order to get a quality woman, you're gonna have to have some sort of status behind you. Like, not trying to diss anyone, but you can't be like a 38-year-old fry cook and think you're gonna get like the top 9 woman, you know what I mean, or top 10 women. Like that's not gonna work. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, like you can't be the cashier at Family Dollar or Dollar General, B. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Nah.
Another thing, black pill, a big part of black pill is like height. I mean, bro, most of the guys who I know are killing it don't have any height at all. They're like 5'6", 5'4". And it also is like black pill 70% looks is the main thing. I mean, what's that? Looks is the main thing to what, a 22-year-old, 25-year-old. What happens when a girl hits 28, 30? I mean, she don't really care as much as looks as like you being your financial status, your actual status. Like if you say you're a lawyer, that's more status than say you're a fry cook. So it's like, and when she is 35, if she's older, she doesn't care as looks as much, guys. So it's like it just all depends.
I would have to agree. So what I believe, is that like men care about a woman's looks more than a woman care about a man's looks, right? I agree with that wholeheartedly. Let's see here. Let me keep going. Speed dating is virtual, my guy. None of these dating coaches ain't got no receipts in the field.
Right, I got receipts. I have receipts. I
was gonna say Prince O got receipts.
I got receipts.
Prince O got receipts. Yes, he do got receipts. Yeah, I mean, yeah, he got receipts. Definitely. See, that's why I rock with Prince O, because he definitely got receipts, man. Let's see. She coming home to another man. To another man.
I think he's talking about the only chick, the OnlyFans.
Oh, the OnlyFans. Oh,
I mean, she's an OnlyFans chick. I'm not cuffing her, but she was bad.
Right. Yeah, that don't matter. AFC. Adam folded in Korea and had to settle for an expat white girl. Who's AFC? I don't know who AFC is. Tell me who AFC is, bro. Oh wow, OnlyFans.
You know what's funny?
Yeah.
I've actually seen an OnlyFans chick on some other Passport Bros platforms too.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, wait, the same one?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Oh, the Art of Will. Hold on. Oh man, Average Man Unplugged is in the building. All right, so he says, "What up? Just came back from Barranquilla." Yeah, man. Shout out to Average Man Unplugged. Definitely subscribe to his channel. I'm not sure where you at. I think you got over 30,000 now, or you may be at like 35. I'm not sure, but let me. You know what? I'm gonna take a look and see where you at, man. But I'm glad that you enjoyed, got back safe. So he went to the carnival in Barranquilla, right? So they have a carnival there every year, and like that was the first time that I went to Colombia. It was myself, Flyboy. That's how I met Andre Love Crossing Borders. I met Drees TV. I met a couple of other people, man, and now the carnival is cool because you got Colombians coming from all over the world. Like, Colombians coming from the States, Colombians, coming from like Canada. There's some Colombians, they have a Colombian community. I forgot where in Europe, but so they come over there and it's a nice festival, good music, good food, good people, good vibes, and all that, man. So
Yeah, I believe it. I actually
yeah.
see. I watched a few of his videos. Actually, he a dope creator. I think
Oh,
he
average man.
Yeah, he dropped a video about like IT working remotely. I was watching him. He had interviewed some dude, but nah, he has a dope channel though. I've seen his stuff.
Yeah, nah, man. He's cold with it, man. Definitely salute, man. I'm glad that you enjoyed. Man, my man Messiah Williams is in the building. Who are dating coaches coaching? This is no shade, it's a serious question. I've never heard of a guy say my dating coach said to do this.
I mean,
Oh man.
most of my clients are like usually like 28 to like 35. But I'm not gonna lie, a lot of them want to stay low key. They don't want to tell people that they're working with a dating coach. Like, so even when I'm like coaching them in person or in boot camps, they be like, okay, keep it low key, don't post me. I still have a career. I'm not trying to do this. So like a lot of guys are embarrassed to have dating coaches, but you'd be surprised. It's not no, it's a pretty big odds. There's a tons of guys that are doing it, and it's like normal people. There's a huge community. I would imagine like no shots to him, but he probably hasn't. I mean, not it's not a shot, but he probably hasn't looked into like big dating communities. He probably hasn't been to forum. He probably hasn't really had to go look at that many dating coach contents. That's why he probably asking this question. So like, but a lot of men struggle, especially guys who are in the states who are working full time. Like usually, like engineers, are the main ones that I end up having to coach that don't have that many interaction with women. They're working from home and they're probably not in like major cities. Like I've had some in New York, but I've had some New York, Denver, Minneapolis. Man, they're just all over the place. But it's usually not the biggest major city. I'll say that.
Right.
I had a lot in DC though too. It just depends.
Yeah, no, I got you. And yeah, like I don't excuse me, I don't judge men, but like, but like a lot of like when like Messiah, like his Instagram, like a lot of chicks be liking his stuff. So I know he doesn't, I know he doesn't
Yeah.
need the help. But you know what, that's true. So would you consider Kevin Samuels like a dating coach? Only the reason why I asked that, and it's kind of a freestyle question, right? Um because like, you know Kevin, like he had like a client list, and he would talk about like some famous people were like on his list and stuff like that. So but he talked about dating and relationships. So I don't know if I would consider him a dating coach per se, but the reason why that kind of sparked that question is because you said that some guys are embarrassed to admit that they've kind of needed assistance in order to kind of you know really engage with the woman. So so they kind of maybe they feel embarrassed or emasculated. It's like, dang, I had to go to someone else to help me get the woman. But it's like, dude, do you want to be by yourself for the rest of your life? You know what I mean? So
Exactly.
you got to do what you got to do.
Yeah. And then another thing to touch on this, like some guys get embarrassed to even get coaching in general. So like
Hmm.
I spend a lot of money on coaching. So like whenever I tell like some of my guys who aren't content created that I spent this much on coaching, like what the hell? I would never
Yeah.
spend this much on coaching. Why are you spending this much on coaching? So to tell them that's a dating coach, they'll be like, oh hell no, they'll start roasting you. And then even like some of my financial coaches or like business coaches, a lot of them were like top guys in the industry for dating. So
Hmm.
even now that I had somewhat success in dating, I still even ask them. And to touch on your point with Kevin Samuels, I don't necessarily think he was a dating coach, but he definitely opened the eyes of how like female nature is from a brother's perspective, and he is the
Hmm.
first one of his kind to do that. So he kind of had his own like niche, and so
Mm.
like since I say he created that niche, he would be the ideal person to talk to. Like the same thing you go to a dating coach is not the same thing you go to Kevin Samuels, but Kevin Samuels definitely talked about marriage and keeping the family together, but he talked about it from a business perspective, I feel like.
Okay, so what you're saying is like there were some things, there were some things that were in common, but like not in common, right?
Hmm.
So there were some similarities, but it it was different. Understood.
Yeah, but he was one of. I mean, Kevin Samuels opened my eyes. Like a lot of the guys I know that, like my friends that joke about me, but being a dating coach, they sat down and watched Kevin Samuels. Like, oh my god, this guy's right. And but these are guys that like conquered dating, but when it came to like long term relationship, marriage, Kevin Samuels opened their eyes.
Right, right, right. Yeah, man. Still traveling again. Yo, is that my man still? If that's my man still, man, what's up? What's up? He said, "What it do, Kings?" Oh, he asked that already. Okay, so you almost at 30. All right, man. You'll get there.
I think that was a
Um,
different question. Oh yeah. I was trying.
average
Adam.
frustrated chump. Adam was so um wait, what? Adam
Uh,
was so international pickup artist from London who tried to teach game in Korea. Oh, yeah, I have no idea who that is.
yeah.
Yeah, can you WhatsApp me that link? Because I have no idea who this gentleman is. Will. Let's see. Carnival was lit. I'm glad you enjoyed, bro. For real, for real. South Africa is the land of
Yeah,
the
and yeah, my bros
the
love South
Nayas.
Africa.
You say you love South Africa?
No, no, my guys love South Africa. My friends.
Oh yeah, yeah, man. Yeah, yeah, man. Definitely, man. Yeah, South Africa is on my list. Like the whole continent is on my list, but it's just for me, it's hard to go from right now because like my son, he's gonna be 9 in May, and so he's not at the point where he could be like self sufficient to where like I can go, and so like I have him, like I have him like four days out of the week,
Hmm.
so it's
Oh
hard for
damn.
me to like just up and leave because if I'm going to the continent of Africa, like I want to be there for a while, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like for that long flight, to just be there for like a week or two and just come right back. Nah, man, I gotta be there for a while, and there's like a bunch of countries I want to visit in Africa, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't
Yeah.
know,
That's
man.
that's a long
I don't
flight.
know.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try to figure something out.
I'm going to Nigeria in December. That's my plan. I might
Oh,
slide
okay,
to Ghana. Maybe I might slide somewhere else during that time period. But I'm definitely going to check out the motherland.
okay. That's what's up. That's what's up. Hey, man, listen. I know y'all not feeling the whole game thing, but hey, this man travels, so you can't you can't get too mad at him.
Hey,
Appreciate it.
I can.
I can't imagine asking another man for game. I'm from Memphis, and um, we have how to talk to survive. Yeah, well, of course, Memphis. Yeah, Memphis. That's Memphis. That's like what one of the like main like P hubs. You know what I mean? So
Oh, for real?
if you wasn't a P, you was a player or something. You know what
What
I mean?
I feel like still like I feel like I don't know him, right? But I feel like he still sometimes might text his the group chat like, "Yo, look at this text message. Is this girl tripping or am I tripping? What should I say?" I feel like he's had to say that at least one time in his life, and that's asking for game. It might not be asking for a dating coach, but I'm pretty sure he's done
Mm.
that. Or like he might have gone approach a girl like, "Yo, you think she was feeling me?" And the guy's like, "Yeah, bro, go get her number." I feel like that's somewhat asking for game. It might
Well,
not be.
you know what? That's true. That's true on the low end, and I can say that like I think all of us have been kind of guilty of that, right? Like you know what I mean?
It's
Like
natural.
like you texted the girl back and forth or whatever. Like, yo, you think Shorty tripping, man? You know what I mean? Yeah. So yeah. So that's true.
Bro, American Woman will say some wild stuff.
Right.
You'll be
Right.
like, "What
Right.
the?" I've heard some crazy stuff.
Absolutely. My man Time to Retire is in the building. Says salute Kings and Dreams and Brothers. Man, my man Time to Retire is in Thailand right now. He's killing it right now, man. He's out there loving it. Salute to you, my man Time to Retire. Definitely subscribe to his channel. Also catch him at Time to Retire. I think it's time_to_retire22 on Instagram. And anybody that wants to purchase a property or rent a property in Thailand, he is your guy to go to, man. Let's see here. QB has shown receipts, even receipts from his clients on his live. Never seen one from dating coaches on their clients.
Man, bro.
Okay.
Most dating coaches have testimonials. I mean, that's I don't believe that. I have testimonials. I show some of my testimonies. And another thing too is like just think about it from the client's perspective, man. Do you really want to go on someone's live stream say like, yeah, couldn't get any woman, now I can get woman? I mean, and then let's say you're engineer or corporate workers, like, do you really want to even be associated with that? So like most of the time it's on the low. So it's like, I mean, let's be real.
Hey
Then-
man, it's like that. It's like that movie. It's like that movie Hitch.
Yeah.
Oh man, it's too funny, bro. Too funny. Let's see. Gotta go. Time to board. Appreciate the support. Love to the chat. Hey man, thank you for popping in, man. Safe flight. Safe flight. Hey, I thought you was I thought that you were already. Thought that you were. Oh, maybe you just got back to the States, but you got to get back to Cincy. Okay, yeah, he's in Cincinnati. Shout out
Uh-huh.
to the Bengals, man. I like Joe Burrow a lot. I like
When
Joe
I
Burrow. Joe Burrow was cold, man.
when I first
But
graduated college, I had got an offer in Cincinnati. I went to visit the city. I was like, I couldn't live there, man. But real estate's
nah,
good out there. So I
yep,
don't know.
absolutely. Never in my life on my mama.
Hey, master
Oh,
player.
yeah, man. Yeah. Hold on. Yeah, as kind of in high school, I don't see the same as getting a dating coach, paying a dating coach.
I mean, guys have problems with women. I mean, we can both agree to that. I mean,
Yeah,
it's
they
either
do.
you deal with it
Yeah.
yourself or
I mean, but it also I guess it also depends on like your profession, right? Because you said the majority of your clients are engineers, so they don't really get a chance to really get out much and actually socialize with women, right? And like my when I went to school, like my background is in business and marketing, but also I was throwing events. I managed one of the best nightclubs in New York City,
oh, tough.
for a few years, and so like manage artists. So I was always constantly around people interacting, and then also like when I was 14 years old, Flyboy and we were on this street team together, and like what the street team is like, so we young kids or whatever, but we would have like the grown-ups book the event, and we would pretty much sell the tickets for the party, and we would get a cut off the tickets. So I was getting paid, and I was I had to talk to people in
Mhm.
order to get the tickets sold. Again, I couldn't post it on Instagram and be like, yo, party over here, blah blah blah. I didn't have that. I had to use my mouthpiece. I had to be able to, like, okay, why should I go to this party or whatever? You know what I mean?
Mhm.
So like I learned the game, or if you say I learned
Social skills.
I learned social skills early, right?
Mhm.
Thank you for that. So I learned social skills early. So it's a bit of a difference there.
I mean,
Okay. Oh, my fault. Go ahead.
yeah, I mean, guys struggle with dating. What's the
Mhm.
solution he gives? I mean, go
Yeah.
talk to him. After how many
Mhm.
times he approached women and he gets rejected, what does he do next? Just give up? It's like, I
Right.
mean, if a guy has a problem, a guy has a problem and he needs to fix.
Right. Absolutely. Absolutely. Let's see here. So I'm gonna go through a couple of more of these, and then I'm gonna shut it down, man. All right. So John Anthony exposed Adam 100% close rate that he made. Oh man. Oh, yikes. Okay. Oh man, Culture Invasion is in the building. It says salute Kings and Dreams. I see you. Um Remove the underscores. It's just time to retire 22. Whoops, my bad.
Oh, they got a comment about Canada.
Oh, I could tell you this much. I love Canada, man. Shout out to the people in the chat.
Yeah, I did a large amount of my infield at Carabana in Canada,
Oh
Toronto,
man, yo,
man. It-
Caravana.
yeah, oh my God, Carabana is crazy.
Caravan, listen, man. I know when people think of Canada, it's cold, But I'm telling you, man, when you go from like June to August, Canada.
Oh my god,
Oh, Canada.
yo,
Man.
I
Fr-
never, I
yes,
never
Prince,
thought.
you've been to Canada, Montreal, or Vancouver.
I haven't been to either one. They're not really on my list, but maybe I'll go there. But
What?
Toronto,
Montreal, bro. I'm telling you, Montreal.
I
I,
don't
I
know.
don't I don't know about Vancouver, but I can tell you because like I got family in Toronto and Montreal. Listen, Montreal, bro. Montreal.
Yo, man,
You
there's
you
so
you
many places.
you will be all right. Oh, in Montreal, man. Let's
It's
see.
funny, Canada too. My boys used to tell me Indian chicks are valid. They're fire. I never once thought that. Then I went to Canada, Toronto. I was like, oh my god.
Yep. Yep. Yeah. Yep. Absolutely. Yeah. Oh man. I think it's was it wait. Where's no Mubasa? No, not Mubasa. I forgot what it's called. It's a place in India. It's a place in India. Taylor Made Dreams is telling me that someone told him about to go, and like I guess like it's lit over there. But I definitely yeah man. Indian shorties, man, for sure. Because you got to think because you know like some of the Trinidadian ladies are Indian.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's like yeah,
And
absolutely.
Guyana too, right?
Yeah, and
Yeah.
Guyana too. Yep.
Yeah.
So hold on. The dating coach is really a job anyone can come and say that they do. The pushback, hold on. Pushback gonna be the client confidentiality, so it's whatever the so-called dating coaches say.
I mean, son, anyone on YouTube can come up with no credit. I mean, most financial not I won't say most, but a lot of financial channels don't have no receipts that they made money, and they still out here being successful. I mean,
Mm, that's a good point. That's a good
even
point. That's a good
even
point.
even
My
some
fault. Go
people
ahead.
even some people blew up on YouTube teaching people how to blow up on YouTube, and they never had a channel blow up before.
You know what? That's very true. That's very true. That's very true. They blew up on YouTube, teaching people how to blow up on YouTube.
Yeah,
Um, yeah, hold on. Yeah, and where you from plays a part. Your life experience, so I can understand you, man. I guess my point is, excuse me, it's hard to even think about me doing that. Get your money and keep doing your thing. Yeah, man. But Messiah, you got man, dude, you got the dreads, and I think you
I was
like
about to
six
say
six
that.
three, 6'4". Yeah, yeah, man, get out of here.
And I will say another thing too. Brothers naturally have way more game than any other groups, man. So it's like we naturally are way better than when it comes to. If you even look at most of the RP or the Manosphere, their
Mhm.
teaching game is mostly brothers because we have the most game. So what about all the other guys? Like what about the 5'6"? I mean, five
Well,
six Indian or
yeah,
Asian guys? Like
yeah. Well, I think that like the music that well, like with like hip hop or R&B and stuff like that, like like when you listen to the metaphors that like people say that like your favorite rapper, like say like slick stuff, like whether your favorite rapper was like Jay-Z, Tupac, or if you go in like nowadays, Little Yachty or whatever the case is, what I mean. But like if like they like Jay-Z got like he say like a bunch of like slick stuff. So like that could kind of go into your everyday life. And
yeah.
you may just like be saying like something and not really thinking about it. So it's like it's kind of like already built in you.
Yeah, it's funny
Um
that you say that too. On my boot camps, right? So I still teach guys in person, right? One
yeah.
thing I have a lot of my clients do is make sure they start rapping before they go out and meet women, right? Because
Yeah.
when you get into that talkative, creative flow state, and that really
Mhm.
helps you when you're gaming. So like, it's funny that you said that.
Right. Yep. Yep. I feel you. I feel you, man. Yeah, Culture Invasion says uh says Caravana is fire. It
Later.
certainly is. It certainly
Yo,
is,
did you see
man.
the Trinidad carnival?
No, so one of my subscribers, he follows me on Instagram as well, and so he showed me a video from the carnival of this year.
Man, look crazy.
Yeah, like yeah, and I have a bunch of like Trinidadian friends, and like they just been like go 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 go, and shoot, even one of my aunts was telling me like to go. So I definitely want to go. Like yeah,
Yeah.
definitely, I have to go. I have to go.
Yeah, I've seen people. I didn't even think about it, but when I saw it, like, yeah, but this is such a big world, man. Why
Yeah,
would you even recommend anyone to stay in the states, man? There's so many, there's so much to explore in the
right.
world.
Absolutely. The only thing that sucks is because like when it's carnival time, it's carnivals all over the place, right? So you
Yeah.
got the Trinidad Carnival, you got the carnival in Rio. There's a carnival in Bahia, Brazil. You know
Mhm.
what I mean? So like, and I think there's a bunch of like other carnivals. So it's like you trying to like you got to figure out which one and stick with it. But
Mhm.
it's like it's so hard to pick where it's just like, man, I don't know what to do.
Yeah. I mean, did
Yeah.
you go to Brazil Carnival?
No, Fly did, but I didn't.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
No, he and I were supposed to go to the carnival in Bahia last year, but Brazil wasn't open at the beginning of
Mhm.
2022.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to check out that carnival.
Yeah, so yeah, they opened Brazil like in around like April of 2022. What do you think of Moroccan girls and then North African girls? I I mean, yeah, I could say you want to go first or you want me to go first?
I mean, I've had a couple of Moroccan chicks, and I've had a lot of North African
Hmm.
girls. I
Yeah.
mean, I'm spoiled because in DMV you can get a lot of that in the DC area. I don't
Hmm.
know. Does Ethiopian count as North African or is that
I
just
think that's
East?
East.
Okay, yeah. But I've got a lot of like Moroccans, Egyptians, and like around the Mediterranean. Like I've had some Middle East.
Yeah.
But the thing is, too, I don't necessarily think they're always checking for brothers. So
Hmm.
like I have a decent amount, but I wouldn't say like I directly go after them. I'll say that, but they're
Yeah.
fire.
Oh yeah. Yeah, no, I used to talk to this Moroccan shorty. I mean, banging body, all that, man. And she was fire. She was
Yeah,
fire, and she definitely loved the brothers, man.
yeah.
She was fire. But yeah, like I've man, she got like some cousins and friends, and I'm just like, man, I'm like, there's more of you. And like the thing is like, like when you see like someone's like, when you see like someone or whatever, and like a woman, she could be like maybe like a seven, but like all of her family's like nines and tens, and you like, man, I just got the runt. But no, 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 no. She's like an eight, 8.5. Her cousin's like 8.5,
Damn.
like her sister, like they all was bad. So it was
Yeah,
just like basically it was like, close your eyes and just pick one, and you was good, bro. You
hey,
was good no matter where you went with that.
nah, I would say
Yeah,
my Moroccan I had wasn't that tough. She didn't have a crazy body. The Egyptian was tough. She was a
yeah,
job wearing the
right. Yeah, I feel you. I feel you, man. I don't think I've had an Egyptian before. I don't know. I don't think so though. Ha ha ha! Wow. I never thought of that. I thought it was mostly brothers getting coached. Now it's making sense. Yeah. Yeah. Those other groups definitely need help. It's sad. Mixed coaching way harder. Yep.
yeah. The relate
Yep.
yeah. It's not. It's definitely not, brother.
Yep. Yep. Um. Thoughts on passport sisters?
If my chick says she wants to go to Jamaica, she can stay in Jamaica. What? If I was it the
Yeah.
little raft thing? If I ever see her on the little raft thing with a
Oh.
man pushing her over, hell no, she can stay there. What is it? Isn't it Gambia too that they're going to? If she wants to go there, she can stay there.
Right.
Are those the same sisters shaming brothers though?
So yeah, like basically what's been going on now, past basically the whole travel community, because some brothers don't consider themselves a passport bro due to like what's been like negatively been put out in the media, whatever. So like I'll say like passport bro, blue book gentleman, the male travel community has been pushing back because um so some of the women are saying that, oh, they're just going for sex tourism and stuff like that. And it's like don't act like y'all not doing it too. Especially like I know, like I'm Jamaican, so I definitely know like what's going on. I know what's going on. I know what's going on. I know all about the raft. I know all about this spot, and I know about the grill. I know about
Oh
listen.
no.
I could put it all out there. I know about that. I know places in Africa. I know places in Portugal. So I know where they at, man. I know where they at.
I didn't even know.
So the whole thing about it is like, yeah, I know some guys go to manga or whatever, but you know what I mean. Like, hey, as long as you being safe, cool. But it's like, don't try to shame men for doing that when it's like y'all ladies been doing it too. You know what I mean? Let's
Right.
call a spade a spade. So that's what men are pushing back on.
But the thing is too though, right? Most I'm not that familiar with people in the passport community, but most guys who I know are going overseas, especially in my personal life, they're
Mhm.
not necessarily looking for sex. They want it, but like they're looking for a traditional chick just in general, just a better
Yeah,
life.
most men are looking for the traditional, you know what I mean? But there are like some men who, like they just like, hey, I'm trying to get it in, you know what I mean? But most men will travel for, that quality traditional woman, culture, food, really, learning something, right? And
Mhm,
not to say that brothers who manga don't learn something, but they like, you know that's what they want to do.
mhm.
And if brothers are mongering doing that, hey, cool. Again, be safe, enjoy, have fun. You know what I mean? Now with the ladies that are like shaming these guys, and it's like, come on now, like are you going to talk to your sisterhood where she, where Benson is, not man, Benson is taking care of business. Come on, like we know what's up. We know what's up. So that's that.
Hey, shout
Let's
out to the
see.
brothers in Jamaica who are creating Benson. Hey, they some smart dudes, man. Now,
Word, word,
I will
word.
say, oh no, I'm not gonna I mean, I can't say this. I went to one we had the villa with our group of friends, right? And the guy who's hosting it there, he
Mhm.
lives in that country, right? And then
Yeah.
he was showing me his son. I'm looking at his son like, bro, you my complexion, your son is this complexion. Who the hell did you get pregnant in this country? It was like, yeah, my girl's a UK. I was like, yo, this guy's smart. He's a hustler.
Yep, yep. Oh yeah, oh yeah. So yeah, basically, women from the West. So we not just say women from the states, women from Canada, states, UK. Oh yeah, they are out there. They are definitely out there. My man Jay Fleming is in the building. Shout out to Jay Fleming. Subscribe to his channel. He just hit 100K subs. Definitely
Yeah.
salute to you, man. Salute to you, man. Definitely, man. Putting in that hard work. Let's see here. That one random guy. Oh man, yeah, this dude Jamaican too, so he know what's up. So have you hold on. Have you seen a significant decline in the amount of business as a dating coach since the passport bro movement is moving waves on social media? That's a great question. I'm gonna make you big for this one.
I'm not gonna lie, not the passport bro movement because like still most of my clients they're not moving overseas because majority of them either maybe they might have a kid here or maybe they might have a job where they can't work overseas or they just want to stay in Maryland, America or they just don't have passports. So I haven't seen a decrease because of the passport bros movement. I'm not this might be a little controversial, but I feel like for most guys the passport bro movement is still just a dream that they keep on saying, "Oh, I'm not going to date in America and I'm going to go over there," and they're only there for 1 week. Unless they're there for significant time, I don't think most guys are doing that. I don't think most guys. There's very few, There's some, and they're on YouTube, and then there's some when you go down there, but not that many. So majority of men are still in the U.S. and these Western society, and they're still trying to figure out how to conquer the dating life here. So I don't think it was a passport bro movement, but definitely the RP movement had a factor, right? Because I was mainly teaching guys how to meet women in person and how to get women on dating app. Now you go on a few approaches, and then what ends up happening? You go on the internet, and they're like, female nature, this. Oh my gosh, women only want the top 10% of guys. Don't get married, blah, 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 without any real solution, right? So guys aren't looking for solutions sometimes. They're just looking to complain on the internet about female nature, about hypergamy. So then you can see a decline from that movement, from leaving the approaching the PUA movement to the RP movement. But I wouldn't say the passport movement has really created a, a decline in clients. And even still, the RP movement, there's still a bunch of guys who still want to learn how to date women, because guys don't want to be by themselves, and they not majority want to complain on the internet.
Mm. Yeah, I agree with that. I agree with that. Yeah, definitely. What I would say, I mean, I'm not a dating coach, but like the travel community is still relatively small, but I do see it. I mean, it's erupting though. And you are right. Some men probably live vicariously through brothers who actually travel. Um, but I could see it being a big problem. Not necessarily saying on you, but um, definitely like the dating in the states probably within like the next like 10 to 15 years though.
Yeah, and then also another thing too, though, the kind of guys who are doing the passport bro movement and going overseas weren't necessarily the guys looking for dating coaches. They usually had game.
Mm-hmm.
Keeping Finding a traditional woman was low key their problem. So I
Right.
wouldn't say they don't necessarily always overlap. That's the thing. Like, you get what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, yeah, man, definitely. You know what I mean? Like I don't judge men, but you look at QB, he travels. My man Jay Flemings travels. Messiah travels. You travel. You know what I mean? Austin Holloman. Shout out to him. I mean, I could go on and on and on. So it's not like so it's not like um brothers aren't pre-selected. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
It's
it's
something
just that.
deeper than a dating coach. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. It's just that like are you gonna be, are you gonna be like willing to cooperate or just combat me at every time? And it's like guys don't want that. You know what I mean?
No,
Yeah.
exactly. I definitely agree with that.
Yo, them white girl, them from Europe be fiending.
Bro, they be fiending. Tell me about it.
Yo, for
Nah,
real, dog. Oh man,
that
listen.
guy I'm talking about is smart as hell.
Yeah, that one random guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Absolutely. Let's see here. Yeah, oh yeah. In the US too? Oh, of course. The US too. All right, let's see here. Make a PSA telling these brothers to please stop hold on, to please stop thinking their lives. Wait, their lives going to Colombia for 304s. I don't understand it, and we constantly are getting drugged and deleted as men over there. Yeah, yep, absolutely, man. Okay. Yeah, man, you welcome, bro. No doubt, no doubt. Let's see here. Uh, yep, I mostly agree. Okay, gotcha. Thank you for explaining. All right. All right. Yeah, man. Let's see here. Went to Accra, Ghana. Yeah, that's where I want to go. That's really where I want to go, man. Ghana. And two beautiful Ghanaian women wanted to marry my wife in Ghana. I'm sorry, Accra, Ghana, and here it's just dating and dating. Best decision ever going overseas. So yeah, Accra, Ghana, yeah, man. Like, yeah, Ghana, man, they have some beautiful, beautiful women.
You mean super thick?
Lord have mercy.
Super thick.
All right. They got the drums and the biscuits. Let's see here. Oh, I'm not Jamaican, but my parents are. I don't understand that. That doesn't make any sense. If your parents are Jamaican, you're Jamaican. What the what?
Yeah.
All right, he's trolling now, man.
I mean,
Uh,
I was gonna say maybe because he wasn't born there, but my parents are Nigerian. I still say I'm Nigerian.
yeah. I wasn't born in Jamaica either.
Yeah.
I was born in Brooklyn. But yeah, I went last December for 3 weeks. I returned back. I returned back to
That's Colombia or
Colorado.
Venezuela?
I think CO means Colombia or Colorado.
Shout out to Steve, the clean man, and his.
Yo, yo, this dude, yo. Oh man. All right. Should guys spread out to travel in Chile, Paraguay, Argentina, and Peru instead of Colombia and Brazil? Oh, I'll let you take that one, and then I'll follow up.
I mean, damn, Brazil. It's funny. When I would go down to Brazil, I would always laugh at brothers for like they say, "Don't blow up the spot, don't blow up the spot," and I was like, bro, I used to laugh and I'm like, "Yo, thinking you're a simp. Why are you saying this? This is such a scarcity mindset." But then after I seen how the passport movement has been going pretty mainstream the past few weeks, past few months, I'm like, I finally understand why they're saying that. So it's like it's probably eventually people probably gonna have to find another country to go to, and then that's probably gonna get blown up again. And next, find another country, and that's probably gonna get blown up after that.
Yeah,
It's pros and cons. Like you go down there, now you meet more brothers, but then what they're used to is so your charisma and your game, you don't really have that halo effect as much anymore. But it's
right.
inevitable. But that's anything in life.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I mean, definitely because I remember and I don't want to I don't want to like pile on with DR, but
It's the
like
best example, bro. I didn't want to say it, but that's exactly one thing. That's the best example.
yeah, because like yeah, DR just got like so diluted, right? You know what I mean? Like it's just like it got so diluted and don't get me wrong, like like you could still like enjoy DR, but like what you were saying, like the Puerto Plata, Sosua area, like yeah, like nah, man, like it's a wrap. It's a
Yeah.
wrap. Yeah, man. But
Yeah.
yeah,
Let
but
me touch on.
Chile. Sorry,
Oh,
go ahead.
you can go. Oh no, because I was gonna touch on DR. So I went to
Yeah,
DR like when I first graduated college, like when I was like 23 or
yeah.
something. It's like 2016. Back then, before it was like mainstream, it was cool. Like you could go there, and then you could still go to casino and meet regular chicks, right? And then
Mhm.
I went back like last year or 2 years ago for my boys trip. I'm like, what the fuck? I'll never come back here. Like this shit disgusting. It's ran down. What the fuck? Oh, I'm
Yeah.
cursing so much.
No, you good, you good, bro.
Yeah,
You
I was
good, you
like,
good, you
I was
good. We
like,
almost at the 2 hour mark. It's all
yeah.
good.
I was like, "What the hell? This is disgusting. I can't even touch a woman here." It's like because it went
Right.
so mainstream. So it's like I can
Yeah.
see after I saw that with my own eyes, I can see why they're like that, and that's why I can't even say I don't even want to go to the whole country. But I heard Santo Domingo and Santiago's are good, so I might check it out.
Right. Yeah. Yep. Yeah. Yep. Absolutely, man.
Is Prague? I heard Prague is actually really good. Like
Uh,
my bros that aren't passport bros told me about Prague.
it's Paraguay.
Oh, well, I meant to say Prague. That's what they
No,
told me. Something
no, it's
called
pronounced
Prague.
Paraguay. But yeah, Chile is a spot I want to go to. Argentina is a place, and Peru, Paraguay as well. But yeah, so to answer your question, Dark Ninja, I would say definitely spread out. I mean, as of right now, like I know the big four that's talked about is Brazil, Colombia, DR, and Thailand. But I believe that I still believe that like the and I believe I would say like the upper tier, like the upper tierish like travelers like are not touching DR anymore. You know what I mean? So it's typically like the beginners like that are doing that, or like kind of like your weekend warriors that are really focusing on that. And again, I don't want to like keep piling on like DR and stuff like that, because I know like good people in DR, but I'm just saying like it's it's hanging on by a thread. It's hanging on by a thread. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Man,
Let's see.
weekend war. Man, I still wouldn't even recommend it. Damn, I'm seeing so negative about DR.
I know it's so good.
I'm saying about a whole.
Oh,
Let me say Puerto Plata.
I was born in the U.S., bro. Okay.
You know, there's another place that's not talked about too. Mexico. I think I like Mexico, even Cancun. Like you're gonna meet a lot of tourists there, but it's like
Yeah. Yeah.
Cancun's fire, man.
So the Katana Root area. So like I've been to Cancun, Playa del Carmen,
I heard
uh,
that's good.
Isla Mujeres, Tulum. Yeah, so there's a lot of expats there, but yeah, no, it's very very good. So I don't know if QB is still in here, but QB's been in like a lot of different spots in Mexico that a lot of people like don't know and don't talk about. And I think that Mexico in itself is overlooked, because like usually people are either talking about like if you're on the West Coast, you're either talking about like Tijuana or Cabo, or if
Mhm.
you're on the East Coast, you're talking about Cancun or Playa del Carmen. But like there's so many places that, speaking with QB, that I've learned about Mexico. And like us from the States, like we're just so quick to go to Colombia or Thailand, or and I'm not diminishing that, but what I'm saying is Mexico is right there, and we could actually do some exploring, because Mexico is like a big ass country. Like
Yeah,
it's huge.
yeah. It's hot, but
Yeah.
it's huge. Yeah, Mexico's
Yeah, but yeah,
huge.
I have to hold myself accountable as well, because like I have overlooked it. So,
Yeah.
yeah, definitely,
Uh,
definitely.
Oh, I
Um,
just I just thought about something too though. This is back to the game topic, right?
yeah.
So guys say games doesn't matter overseas, right? But
Hmm.
if you go to Sao Paulo in Brazil, right? The thing with Sao Paulo in Brazil, there's rich Brazilians. So you're competing with rich Brazilians. And so like over there is like your gringo card doesn't matter as much when you start going to these richer upper class levels. So it's like what matters at that point? It's your game and your charisma, because a lot of them can even speak fluent English. So like proper English. So game really does matter at that point.
Yeah, no, that's true. That's true. That's true. Yeah, especially like if you're speaking with like like more like the educated woman, and like high class, like she has her own money and all of that. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, you're gonna have to put some mouthpiece in there. But the thing is, as you mentioned, like due to the fact that you are melanated, like that's gonna put you in the door. And what a lot of people don't know about Brazil is that Brazil is a predominantly black country.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So when they say it don't count. Oh, that ain't true, man. You Jamaican, bro. Oh, I'm back in Colombia. Where in Colombia do you live, bro? Let's see here.
He said they should stay in DR. I ain't touching DR.
Yeah, Charles Jones is funny, man. Yeah, I ain't touching DR.
Do people really promote DR like that, man? I see only in Colombia and Brazil getting promoted.
I
And
mean, I mean, you still have some. Shoot, I did a live last week, where this travel Pookie, yeah, passport Pookie ruined DR. Hey man,
it
listen,
was
yeah, I did a yeah,
I
I
saw
did a.
that one.
Wait, you saw my reaction?
Yeah, when the guy was asking for $100, I was like,
Oh
damn.
my god, I know you was like, yo.
Oh my God. I was like, bruh, your priorities is messed up. Did you see? And he did a response too. I was like, bruh, oh
He
my
did a
God.
response to me.
Now he did a response to everyone else.
Oh. I mean, what can he say? He need to, nah, man. Yeah. Now, this guy needs a dating coach. He needs some sort of. He needs a whole lifestyle coach. He got his priorities in order, man. And it's like, dude, dude, you was buying so much. You was buying so much poom poom, dog.
He said
Yo, you bought so
13.
much poom poom. Came to the
13.
airport late. Came to the airport late. You was still in them yams. He was still in them yams, bro.
He was getting it in.
He was
Bro.
getting it in. He was getting it in. He even had his alarm set up. He turned the alarm off. He like, forget that, man. I'm still handling my business. The drive outside honking the horn. Yo, papi, we gotta go. Vamos.
Let me get one more lick. Let me get one more pump.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh,
But-
man.
And I'm not gonna cap, right? 100 to change your flight is a good deal. I had bought my
Yeah.
mom a ticket for Nigeria, and I used Ethiopian Airline. I would never use that airline again. But every time I had to change my flight, it was like a $200 fee, and then I had to pay the rest of the fee for the trip. If it's only 100 to change your flight, man, Spirit's a good ass deal.
Well, so they told him that. So they told him that originally it was 500, but so he yelled at him. But yeah, once it got down to 100, like, you should have been more than good.
Yeah, why don't you have a credit card?
Yeah, but man,
If anything,
it was just crazy. And he's like, bro, man, I only got $15 in my pocket, man. And he's like, man, and then he's like, man, I can smell the food, man. That food smelling good over there. I only got $15. I'm like, yo, what are you doing, bro? I'm like, yo, I couldn't believe, man. Like, I thought this whole thing was like actually fake, and then I watched like the whole thing. And then like I guess he dropped like the StreamYard link so someone could come up, and this other dude, and he's telling this other dude like he was about to fight one of the supervisors at the airport, and dude's like, bro, you don't want to get locked up in Dominican Republic. So it's like, bro, you broke $15 and you in jail in Dominican Republic, bro. What are you doing, bro? What you thought Maria that you knocked off was gonna help bail you? Hey, baby, yeah, I need some of that money that I gave you. Man, she gonna be like, no, Bobby, I see you next time.
And I heard his hotel was $16 a night, man. I could never stay in a hotel $16 a night, man. Probably come back with bed bugs.
Yeah, bruh. Yo, the whole story was just bad. It's just bad. It's just bad. Hold on. On the Passport Bros, blowing up the spots. The best investments is the investments no one but you knows about. Yeah, that's true. That's very true. Shout out to the Dating Roach who finessed Chang Nation out of 10 stacks. Gotta respect the hustle. I don't know. Yeah,
wait, let me tell you. I did an interview with Chang Nation. Chang Nation was actually he's mad cool, but Chang Nation, when you talk to him about it, he's happy. Like he feels like you need dating coaches. So it's like he's not even mad about the 10 stacks. So like he feels like it's mad invested. And he still has business relationship with the guy. He still end up doing some interviews with the guy too. So it's like, I mean, if you have a problem with dating, it's best to get it solved. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, I agree. Let me see. Hold on. Oh man, my fault. I missed this super chat. Let's see here. Shout out to One Master. Yo, come on, man. Well, man, listen, I don't have no issue with one MT.
How come they say that? Someone
can
put in the chat if you don't want to get into it. I'm not familiar.
Nah, he yeah, so I think
I mean, someone can just put in the chat so you don't say nothing.
Oh, they did put it in the chat?
No, I said someone. I'm just telling someone to put in the chat so I know.
Oh, yeah. Well, yeah,
so
you
don't have to say nothing.
Okay. Hold
Passport
on.
pool keys.
Yeah, that's where I was at, right? No.
I mean, I used to travel broke, but that's when I was in college, man. I was actually
Okay, this is where I was at. You say you used to travel broke when you were in college?
Yeah, but I was like 19.
Oh yeah, I mean, when we all were young, right? Like like what we used to do, like we used to put our money together and get like like you know, like a house or whatever, you know what I mean? So this way, like we could all, you know, like live and chill and all that stuff. And then like we would go out and buy food, and then you know, like one of us would cook or whatever the
Oh,
case is, you know what I mean? Yeah, okay. But the thing is, like, yo, this dude got gray hairs, bro. Like, yo, like, you know, like you could tell like this dude is an adult. Like, this is a grown man.
bro,
This is
man
a
was like
grown
40.
man. Yeah, man. And it's like, bro, like you did way too much, man. You did way too much.
And the worst
Um,
out of worst is Sua.
so sewer. So sewer, man. I wanted to hold on. I wanted to even add even vibes pulled a chick. Oh man.
Vibes.
Shout free vibes cartel, by the way. Let's see here. Okay, these guys are talking to each other. I felt like that was the reason I personally chose Colombia, because it was further away from the states. Got it.
But it's Colombia's only 3 hours though, right? I mean, I'm from
Uh,
DC.
well, from Miami.
Oh, because I
Yeah.
remember the DR, not the DR, the Brazil flight. Man, that's a mean flight, man.
Yeah, yeah, Brazil. Yeah, but Brazil is. I think from what I understand, Brazil's like 8 or 9 hours or something.
But I swear my flight was 14.
You flew directly from the DMV, or?
Now I have to fly into Miami first or Fort Lauderdale. So I think I take like a 2 hour flight there, 3 hour layover, then like a 7 hour flight.
Oh, so the whole thing was like 14 hours. You're saying?
Yeah.
Ah, okay, okay, yeah. So from Miami, so from Miami, it's like 7 hours. Okay, got it, got it, got it. Okay. I heard Panama is the spot.
I'm gonna have to check it out because every layover I go is in Panama's.
Yeah, and man, I've had some layovers in Panama City, and I'm like, yo, I don't mind this layover at all.
I mean,
You know, some layovers, you're like, man, I can't believe this, man. Like, I'm like, man, I was in Panama. Yeah, I was in Panama. I think I had like a 5 hour layover. And I was like, I can't believe I got a 5 hour layover, man.
nah,
But man, listen, I started walking around. I'm like, oh, this 5 hours is gonna be nice.
nah, the
Right,
layovers where
right,
it's
right.
at.
Partially true. Was in Sao Paulo last August for my birthday. Okay.
That was addressing the game comment where I said you
Yeah,
need
yeah,
game
yeah,
in Sao
yeah, yeah.
Paulo.
Yep. I'm 1 hour and 45 minutes away from Cali.
Man,
Okay.
I'd be there every weekend.
In Cali?
Yeah, if I was at out.
Oh. Are you laughing? Boom, boom, and make them late. Yeah, man.
And
And
bro,
broke. Yep. Yeah. Yeah, he's like Maria, come baby, come baby. Me need some more daggering. Oh man. Let's see. This reminds me I need 100 euros from everyone in the chat. I'm stuck at work and I want to go home. Bless the Cash App, fam.
hey,
Oh man. Let's see. All right. Thoughts on feminism in Bahia, Brazil is worse than I thought.
yeah, I don't really have no thoughts. When I go back to Brazil, I'm probably not gonna really go after much English speakers because I don't have too
Well,
much thoughts, man.
well, yeah. So, well, in Bahia, like, you know about the situation I have with Austin Holloman, right?
Hmm.
Yeah. So like he was in Bahia, Brazil,
Hmm.
and so like the feminists went after him. Definitely something that was misconstrued. You know, shout out to my brother Austin. But yeah, it was something that was misconstrued. And this particular woman, she's running for politics. So she took the narrative and kind of ran with it, you know. But um I don't necessarily know how bad it is, but I mean it's I think it was kind of like a political tactic. I haven't really heard much about it since then, but I haven't really looked. So I don't know if it's that, I don't know how bad it is. But anyone like who's been to Bahia lately, if you could let me know. But I haven't heard anything
Yeah.
much.
My friend is actually living in Bahia right now. He still loves it. And he has never said anything to me about feminism. The thing is, if you're not a dating coach, if you're not on YouTube, if you're not a passport, bro, if you're just a regular guy going to Bahia, you're gonna be straight.
Mm-hmm. Gotcha. Let's see. He can write off that 10 stacks. Yeah, he can.
That's a fact.
Yeah, he could write that off. At Kingston Dreams, that's smart. Also, even if you're a grown man, buying your own food abroad and ish is still a smart move. Oh yeah, definitely. Oh, what we were trying to say, Charles, was, but like we excuse me, we had a plan in place. So typically, like, when you're that young, you don't really have that much resources and stuff like that. But due to the fact that this is a grown man, like, he should have his resources in order. Like, hey, you know what? Like, if you're gonna get with, like, three ladies, narrow it down to two so you could get home. You know what I mean? So that's just me. I know, Prince. So you completely against it. You know what I mean? He shouldn't be doing it at all. But
No, no, no. I'm not saying I'm against it, man. I'm a dating coach. It doesn't benefit me by pushing guys to do it.
right,
We're
right,
even
right.
talking
I
about
got
that.
you. I
If
got you.
anything, it can get clicked up for me to be exposed. I'm not against it. It's just
Yeah, I got you. I got you. I got you. No doubt. No doubt. Um. Oh, what part of New York? Oh, from Brooklyn, man. Let's see. Velvet Cakes. Salute, salute, Velvet Cakes in the building. Hey, I remember Velvet Cakes from your channel, right?
oh yeah, yeah. Velvet Cake, that's my boy. Like we did a public interview. We did a public interview a few weeks ago, so I'm about to be posting some of that clips. But yeah, that's my boy. Check out his
Yeah.
channel, man. He lives up the street from me. A dope content creator, talking about a lot of manosphere stuff, red pill stuff. He
Hey,
does
hey,
a great.
hey, 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 Velvet Cakes, man, hit me up, man. Let's do some work, man. Panama is lit. Another great pod. Thank you so much, man. Thank you so much for tuning in, man. Appreciate you. Let's see here. New York, my home base. I can never get a direct flight.
Yeah, I have a
Yeah,
hard time too.
no, yeah, that's
I thought
true.
New York was easier than most places, though.
I mean, yeah, it all depends though. It all depends. I mean, yes, like from JFK, you can definitely get some direct flights. Um, but like I guess like where he lives in Colombia is a bit challenging. Okay, so you guys are um as content creators, are you guys 1099 filers?
Uh, I think so. My accountant does it. I know
Oh.
I have a LLC. I'm not a tax professional. I know I have an LLC and I have an
Yeah.
EIN number, and then those funds I have to pay taxes on it at the end of the year. So I try to do as much write offs as possible. So my tax and my accountant does that. So
Yeah, I think so. I think we are 1099. I just got monetized what, like October, November, so, but I think so. That's a good question because I'm going to be filling out my taxes next week. So that's a great question. I appreciate that, Will.
yo,
Um
it's funny when
oh,
I do
Hudson
taxes
Valley,
though.
okay.
I said it's hilarious when I do taxes, right? I tell the guys what I do, and they be like, "Oh my god, what the hell? There's no way. What?"
Yeah, yeah. Lately I haven't seen any. Okay. Yeah, they might have they might have, I don't know. They might have moved some things around. Hey, but didn't JetBlue buy Spirit? I could have
I,
sworn they did.
yeah, I thought Spirit bought Frontier.
No, or oh, you know what? Maybe they did.
I know Spirit bought Frontier. I know that for a fact.
Oh, okay. It's a good
Man,
question. Yeah, that's a good question.
I'm trying
Okay.
to find a direct flight to Thailand, man.
Yeah, you're not gonna find that. But you could find a direct flight to Philippines though.
Oh, for
Manila.
real?
Yeah.
Maybe
Yep.
I'm off with that.
Yeah, so fly directly to Manila and then you fly from Manila to Bangkok, Thailand.
Oh, I
Yeah.
might look into that actually.
Yep. There you go. Man, my Thailand brethren would be proud of me, man. I just gave some free game here
Yeah.
or free advice. No, JetBlue got bought out by American. Oh,
Damn, I didn't know
oh,
that.
wow,
That's
wow,
crazy.
that's great. Wow, okay.
Yeah, I'm flying American. That's how I'm getting to Brazil.
Oh,
And
okay,
then Copa,
okay.
I like Copa. Copa's clutch.
Yeah, yeah, Copa. I like Copa a lot. I like
Yeah.
Copa a lot. I like Copa a lot. All right. So this is gonna be the last one I'm gonna read. Oh, hold on. One more just came out. Flu Spirit once worst mistake. The plane felt like it was gonna explode. Spend the extra money
Bro, T's be tired as hell.
on better airline. Oh man, that is hilarious, bro.
Bro, I'm not gonna
Um,
cap. If
you're
it's
not
like
gonna find a
Miami,
direct flight. You're not gonna find a direct flight. Um, hold on, what's BK? Oh, Bangkok, Bangkok to what's NRT? What's NRT, Charles? I forgot what that is, but I know BKK is Bangkok. Um, y'all been to Thailand? No, sir, not yet, not yet, not yet. But April.
October.
Oh,
Let's
you going
see.
in October? Yeah,
Yeah.
April. Yeah, April is wheels up. Um,
Yeah.
yeah. Copra tried to get you. How? What
I
they
mean,
do?
I be chilling on Copa, man.
Yeah, Copa's cool. Copa's cool. Hey man, but listen, we are over the 2 hour mark, man, and I definitely appreciate your time, brother. So just give me your thoughts on tonight's conversation, and then also what's next for you and where people can find you, bro.
That sounds good. Thanks for having me on. Tonight's conversation was definitely good. Don't get to talk about traveling too much. Usually just talk about game and dating. So it was definitely a good refresher seeing you guys in the comments too, interact with me. So definitely a good thing. If you guys want to find me, you guys can look at me on my YouTube channel Prince O, or you can check out my Instagram and TikTok. It's Prince O Lifestyle. So mainly giving guys dating advice, how to text women, how to approach women, keeping a conversation, how to get the most attractive women. And for the guys, I have receipts too. So just check on one of my profiles. You'll see some type of receipts. Okay. So check me out there. And if you guys want any coaching or you guys want to work with me directly, I offer a free consultation call. So go look at any of the links in any of my places. So all right, peace, brothers.
Oh man, thank you so much. Definitely appreciate it, man. Definitely appreciate, man. Shout out to my guest Prince O for coming through. Definitely appreciate you. It's very interesting because when we talk about dating coaches and there's this misconception that dating coaches don't travel, but clearly Prince O definitely does travel, and he also encourages men to find their peace. So if you find your peace, outside of the United States, go ahead and go for yours, man. But he also does say that you do need to have game overseas. I do believe that you do need to be able to, keep a woman engaged, right? So game could be looked at in different ways. Agree to disagree, but the thing about it is that it's good to actually have a dating coach that is in support of travel and so much so and so forth, right? Shout out to my moderators, shout out to the chat. I definitely appreciate you all. Definitely tune in 4 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. I will be interviewing a Cameroon lady. I don't know if you guys can see her. Let me lift up. Let's so you can see this beauty right here. So this is Orlane Twitty, and so she talks about health, and so she's a Cameroon, German, and Italian. So 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Definitely tune in for that. And that will be live. Definitely appreciate y'all. So subscribe to Prince O. And definitely make sure that you guys tune in 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Stay purposeful, and I am out. Peace.